It's almost 5:49. It's time to code. I can wait till 6, but no, I don't want to. I don't want to do that. I'm too excited. I gotta get going right now. At 11 minutes till 6 o'clock. So normally I would not be streaming on a Friday, but I left last night's stream with the promise, and I was deadly serious, that I would get my hands to be smooth. I would have smooth hands, not rough hands, not coarse hands, but the smoothest hands. As they move through all the places, they will be smooth. So, I have to make good on that promise. And here are the smooth hands. Got these giant hands that float in the air. They rotate smoothly. That was part one. Part two, what I finished last night, was that they would move smoothly to different locations. Now there are different definitions of smooth. They do kind of lurch. They are very lurchy. They kind of push off very quickly and end up at the destination. Okay. I should explain this a little bit better. So there are a number of areas marked out within the level. They're called hand stages. There are places where there's definitely enough space for these hands to do everything they need to do. They're a large, bulky game element, and I want them to have some freedom of movement without me having to make complex calculations about where those hands can go without looking stupid. So, hand stages are defined throughout the level, and the hands simply move between them. And the thing I did last night was I just made them ease into that movement. And I've got these hand stages just all over the place. There's like about 20 of them now. And so the hand is kind of moving in a kind of like a pathfinding style, but not entirely. It'll move to the nearest, how to explain it? It's a little more complicated. So I'll say it in a short way. It'll move to the nearest node, the nearest hand stage in the graph that is closer to the player than the one it's currently at. So right now there's no hand stage. They're invisible while the game is playing. You'll see them when I turn off the game. There's no hand stage that's closer to the player than the one where the hands are right now. So it's just staying there at its hand stage. It turns around, but its XYZ movement, other than rotation, is staying in the same place. Now if I go up over here, then suddenly there's a closer hand stage to me, and the hands move to it. Now I do notice a few problems. I noticed that right now there is a hand stage that is closer to me, because I made one that was like up in this corner, but the hands are still kind of stuck down there, and it's just because the logic doesn't search for a path through all the nodes. You have to kind of guide it along to get it to the next node. A node is, I'm using it interchangeably with hand stage. So if I see, now I've moved the hand out a little bit, and it'll be able to follow me off into other areas. But I had to guide it a little bit for it to get there. So what I'm going to do in this session is change the code so it does a proper breadth. I can't remember, is it breadth first, depth first? I don't know. It would be like just a simple node search. It'll look for a path that gets it to the very closest one, instead of looking for the node that's closest to it. The node that's next to it that it can go to that's closer. It'll look for the full path to get to the closest node. So that's what I'm going to do in this session. I think I'll finish it before the end of the session. I don't think that's even a problem. Let me show you what it looks like logically. Going out of play mode, going to edit mode, and I'll show the scene editor. You see all those white lines? That is the hand stage graph. So each little dot here, each sphere that's in the scene represents one position of the hand stage, and I'll just start calling them nodes. Nodes, these are nodes. So easier to say that and have people who aren't familiar with this game understand it, because nodes are a thing that are part of math, whereas hand stage is specific to this game. So these are nodes. This whole mess of lines connecting to other nodes, that's a graph. You can see it's a three-dimensional graph. And what I want is if the hand is here and this node's closer, it should just pop up there. I think there's a little bit of, yeah, I don't know. It seems like there's a little bit of bugginess to it at the moment. Trying to figure that out though. So if I was up here, it might be that this distance over here is actually pretty close to that. You know, before I do that full path map thing, let me just add a few more nodes here. Let's see if that solves the problem. Because my goal is not to write clever code, impressive code. My goal is to just get this game done. I'm not wanting to be especially proud of a certain algorithm. I want to be proud of the game. I want the game to be done. I want it to be something that people can play and enjoy. So let me see if I can just get past this particular issue by adding a few more nodes so it can travel more easily. The nice thing is that I am a little bit proud of is all the lines in between the nodes are just automatically generated. So my theory is if I just place more nodes for the hand to travel to, he's more likely going to move around and get over to the places where he hasn't been visible. Yeah, this whole area was sort of uncovered. I'm also trying not to make the nodes like straight orthogonal directions to each other, because it just looks a little bit better if the hand isn't moving that way. This corner is a little underrepresented. Wait a minute, what is this? All the way over to here? So I do want this guy to go to here, not to here. I kind of don't understand why these long connections are being made up here. I thought my algorithm would prune those out. I made this hand hole larger so that you can float through it a little more easily. The hands, I mean. Okay. So what's the deal with this? All right, let me just try that. See how it acts. Alright, let me come over here. Okay, that's better. Okay, that's not bad at all, actually. So what if I just flip over here? Does he come over? Yeah, he comes over. Okay, that's not bad. So I can get out of writing the fancy path mapping code. I just kind of have to make sure that there's a node that's near to each place that the player is going to be at, could be at. Okay, so there's not much down over here. It's a little bit isolated in the corner. It's pretty good. I think I need a little bit more in this corner over here. Maybe this corner? Yeah, he's just kind of hovering off the side. Okay, no problem. I think I'm just going to add some more nodes, and that should cover it pretty well. So these nodes, they are pretty ugly to look at. So I think I will want some way to just hide them all. Maybe it's as simple as I just put them just all inside of... No, don't do that. I just put them all inside of... Oh yeah, do that, and then what if I just go? Yeah, okay, so if I just want a little break from seeing all those lines, I can just turn it off like that. That's not bad. Just gotta remember to turn it back on before I hit play. Oh. Oh. Okay, what else was I doing? Oh yeah, that's right. I was gonna add some more of these guys. Make sure all the corners are hit. Oh, I just don't like this. I don't like these lines here. That means, I think there's a bug in my code that makes these lines. I should probably fix that. Instead of just trying really hard to ignore it. So, what's a good way to do that? What if I take all those off? Oh, no, that's not right. Problem is, I made so many of these stupid things, it's going to be a little bit hard to go in the debugger and see what's going on. You know what, they're not so precious. They're not so precious. If I just delete them. I can make them again, that's no big deal. More important to just get them right. Get them right the first time, so I'm not like continuously trying to figure them out. Okay. So this, the direction I'm facing is north. And these elements, they go north-south. So this guy's saying that north, he's connected to the other one. This guy's saying south, he's connected to the other one. That's all good. So I'm going to move this west until I get the direction of the connection to change. There it goes. So it's working as expected. So right now it says x negative 4.5. As soon as I move it to 5, oh, interesting. Okay. So there's a little hole here. Or if it's right in that 45-degree angle. If I go one more, then suddenly it's west. But before that, it's nothing. So let's fix that. It's not hard to do. Let's make these more inclusive. Okay, right after this gets done building, what it should do is update this to be either north or east. Or maybe I gotta jiggle it. Okay, it's north, east, north. Oh, I'm still waiting for the build here, I guess. Alright, so I've got it on the 45. Dang it, just finish. Jesus. Taking forever, man. Okay, so that works fine. Let me go the other way. Okay, that works fine. I think I can make this go a little faster if I just move it in closer. So here it's a 2. Also, I'm going to change this to snap on the ones. Be faster. Yep. Okay. So it's pointed north now, but if I go up, it's going to change to east. And so it goes north, south. Oh, it's west, I mean. West. West is this one. Okay, now it's pointing south. Now it's pointing east. North again. Okay, then there's the up and down dimension. If I go up high enough, it's going to point down. If I go low enough, points up. Seems to be working perfect. Yeah, I don't see any bugs. My problem with these wireframes is it's really tough to see where they are relative to other things. So I think that one is one too far in the wall, but there's no, maybe not. Yeah, there's no solidity to it. There's no disappearing of a surface inside a wall or anything. So it's kind of hard to tell. looks like it's too low. Okay, so here's the part where I had problems before. It was picking connection points to what I thought were the wrong nodes. So let me see what it actually does. So if I clone that off over here, okay. So here's where I see an issue. My feeling is that this guy should not connect to this guy. In fact, let me see if I can reproduce this with just 3. Yeah, right there. So I think you should not be in the east direction of this guy. You blue node, I don't think you should be. I think that's the part that's wrong. Let me see where the good place to put a breakpoint is. Also, I'm just extremely thirsty. I'm gonna go get myself a drink. Huh. Alright. So, update the graph. That's a good place. Is it? Yeah, it started debugging. Kind of don't want to mess with the position, but I have to get it to hit the breakpoint. Well, this over here is also wrong. Okay. So three, that's the bottom right one, I'm pretty sure. So direction north. It's not the north direction where it's wrong. It's well, maybe it is. Okay, hold on. Go back to the scene so I can see what the names of these objects are. So 3 is down here in the corner, and it's got west to 2, and it's got north to hand stage. Hand stage, is that the first one up here? Yes, it is. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and the problem is the north connection. Man, or is it? Now I'm thinking about it. And now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know that it's a problem. Because the way my algorithm works, yeah, I know. Okay, now I know why it's a problem. Because if I was here and I quickly moved in 2 turns perhaps, or even 1 with an enemy pushing me, if I moved west and then north all the way across the room with a fling or a push, then suddenly the direction for this guy to travel would be bam, up that way over this angle. And if I wanted instead for it to move to this one first, then in order to have it not go through a wall or something, and that would be a little bit hard to control. So I'm thinking about ways to fix this. I'm going to think about 2 minutes on an elegant solution, and then if I can't think of it, I know one that's sort of a little bit gross, but would work fine. So I'm trying to see, is there some programmatic way that it can be made clear that this line is not a good path to move down? Or is it really something that needs to be specified manually? So if this changes from a west direction to a north one, then what will happen is, yep, that one goes away. So it looks in each of the directions, and it tries to find the closest neighbor in that direction. Another thing I could do is set a maximum travel distance, and that would kind of automatically stop this long thing from going up here, and would kind of force me to create nodes along the way. I kind of like that. Like it's not like a pure math solution. I mean, it's not like there's nothing like pure and truthful about it. Like it should always be that way. It's just more like I know that for my editing that I don't really need the lengths to go more than say, let's see, 10 meters or something like that. What the bad thing about that is there'd be a bunch of places where I'd have to keep on adding in extra nodes even though I didn't need them. So if there was like a long hallway, yeah. And if I intended for the hands to really move fast along that hallway, just super, super fast, then having a bunch of little nodes for it to travel between would slow it down. So now I'm kind of leaning towards the ugly solution. The ugly solution would be I'd put little check boxes for each one of the directions, and I'd say if it was unchecked, then would not have a node in that direction. Okay, I know even a better one though. So if you said this is more of a pure math one. If you say for any node that I travel down in one direction, if any of the other neighbors also, no, there's just going to be too many edge cases. I was thinking of something where I could see that this guy was actually pretty close to this one, or closer, and so therefore I should travel here and then here. But I don't think that's right either. Okay, I thought you knew another solution, which I think is just a little bit nicer than those stupid check boxes, but it has more flexibility than making a minimum distance, a maximum distance for the connections. I can have an optional parameter that applies to all the nodes for a maximum distance, and then I can check each one of them as if the distance is over that, then I will not have that connection. But it will be per node. Editable. I think that'll do it. I think that'll be pretty practical and not annoy me or cause bugs. There is a thing where it has to be reciprocal. So I'd have to go between multiple nodes. Like I'd have to do this one and set the max distance to something, and then I'd have to set this one to a max distance. Maybe I would have it default to that max distance, and then the editing I would do would be on the odd case where I truly want a longer distance. Okay, I've arrived at a solution after considering about 7. Hand stage, here we are. So we'll make Public int, not float, max neighbor distance. We'll set it to 10f. I already even have a parameter that I can pass. Closer than equals. Let's use 0 as reserve value, meant that it will not be applied. And goddamn floating point 0 comparisons. Can I do null? Oh man. So irritating. Especially because I know that the floating point data type can simply store 0. It's just unambiguously 0. There's nothing that's hard to compare about that. I wonder. Can I do nope, can't do that. Or I could, but I would just have to be happy with the compiler warning and be in some doubt as to whether I'm right about that 0 value being reliably detectable. Okay, so find closest neighbor to position. Okay, let's try that. So what is the actual distance? It's probably close to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. That's the behavior I wanted. Oh, it's not. Wait a minute. So let's make max neighbor distance be 5. No, 5. Huh, I thought that would do it. I thought like, so it's gotta be closer than 5. So here it's doing a north connection, but it'll go over here, and I'm expecting this north connection to not be used. And am I debugging? I am. I'm not even going to this breakpoint. Okay. You know what? I didn't refactor this one. I did not refactor this. So that would be an issue. Okay, so here's what I can do. Because this is actually not made for refactoring. It's got actually different stuff. I think, is that true? No. It's the same. Huh. So let's see. Who's actually calling this? Hands. And this guy has got okay, hands is calling it to figure out where to move to. This is not where I want that code. Actually, maybe I do. I'm not sure. Okay. So hand calls this. Now I've got the same code, more or less, inside of hand stage manager. Let me just, I'm just going to copy it over and see what the actual difference is. Because if it's not different, then I want to delete one. and use no, it's different. Yeah, it is different. Okay, so doing some pathfinding for an object that moves through a level. And okay, so I'll show the problem. Problem is here's all the points in the path. It's a graph. So you call each one of these a node in a graph. And these hands, I want to travel to this node and then to this node. I don't want them to go from this node all the way over to here. But I made like some nice behavior that automatically generates these connections, these between the nodes. And I don't want to go to where I have to manually specify each node, but I wanted a simple way to say this node, no, I don't want it, or this connection between two nodes, I don't want it. So I added this thing called a max neighbor distance, and I said you can't get there between nodes unless the distance is going to be 5 or less, or whatever value I put in there. It's tweakable. So now I need to update my logic a little bit so that it won't put this connection in because it's too far, and that'll allow me to have these lines go like to here and then to here, but not to here. And it would also be in an automatic way, so I don't have to fidget and fiddle and fuss over all the connections. Don't have time for that. So logic here. In the hand stage manager, got this is the part where it's actually going to figure out if connections are made. Is that true? Find closest hand stage in direction. Okay, an update graph. Let's say find closest hand stage in direction. The hand stage, the position of the hand stage is the starting point, the direction, and then all the hand stages are passed in for comparison. And it comes back with a neighbor, and it'll set the neighbor based on that. The neighbor could be null. What I wanted is for this function to sometimes return null because in the given direction that it's looking, there's nothing close enough. So what I'll do for that is make sure that this distance actually I can go a little bit better. I can say closest distance equals from hand stage max neighbor distance, and that will make it so that from this side of the connection it'll take that factor into account. The connection has to be closest, or has to be, I'll make this less than equal so that works. Okay, and the distance has to be less than equal from the other side of the connection, the hand stage max neighbor distance. So basically I check both the starting and ending node to make sure that the distance between them is going to satisfy both of their criteria for maximum neighbor distance. Okay, so that has a good chance of working. Of course, it's bad luck to say that. Very bad luck. I'm doing all of this so that I can create these paths for these hands to move around in, which I'll demo in just a minute. Okay, that's looking good. That's looking quite good. If I move it in closer, suddenly you're close enough. I think I've got it set down to 5 there. Let me put it up to 10. That's great. That's what I wanted. That is what I wanted. Okay. So let me make a bunch of these nodes. If I go too far, it should break. Yep. See, now I lost my connection, but if I get within 10, suddenly I'm good again. But I want it to go further, so I exercise my right to increase that. And then I'll put it right out there above, which I know is a good place from testing to have the hands float. And keep on moving it out to more places. Whoa, did I lose a connection? You should be fine. Oh, okay. Oh, that's the limit right there. Okay, let's go 25. Really? Oh, I know why. Because this one is still 10. It's like a motel door. Both sides have to be happy with the distance. So let's go 20. And all right, now we're connected again. Okay. Okay, I like that. Put one right over the pit. I'm gonna demo this pretty quick, and I'm excited. I'm excited, I must admit, because I think it's gonna look beautiful. I think it's gonna look great. Ah, I love those automatic nodes. They just pop in automatically. It's glorious. I guess not the nodes. The connections are automatic. Okay, so that looks like it will intrude upon a play area. So I'll move it up. So the blue boxes, they show the area that the hands can potentially move inside of. And it's a really large area. So in order to keep their animations not too complex, that area is really large. Let me see, what would that do? That's still all good. See, what I like that I see here is there's no lines that are going all the way back to those other nodes up at the top. So I solved that problem. Yeah. So all those white lines are the paths that the hands get to travel on to get to one of these nodes, which is like an area that they can fit inside of and do animations. I call it a hand stage, each one of those nodes. So that's kind of like it's like one level or one tier of nodes. I'll go up one. Because in this level you can climb up all those steps, and I want it to be possible for the hands to just follow you up as you go. So I'll duplicate those, move them up a level, and just put it way up there. Alright, that's good enough for demoing. And then, oh, that's the beautiful thing I just got to work. So with just a little bit of constraints, I made all these connections just kind of funnel into this point. Before they were just going sloppily off over here, but I wanted to have a little more control. I think I'm going to get it. I'm going to see in just a second as I hit play. Alright, so you see the hands rotating around. That's them moving inside of their hand stage. So right now they're still on the same node. I moved down a little bit, and this other node's closer, so they sort of lurch down to the bottom part of the room, or the south part. They're going to stay in the south part unless I go back up north, and they float north. So they're just moving along those paths that you saw in the editor. Now if I head through here, there they go, through the hand holes. And they're just kind of waiting for me. And they're in like an area that's okay for them to be in. That's another important thing. If I just had them move wherever they didn't like bump into something, I would get into problems. And the reason why is because these hands, they're not going to just be kind of like stationary right there. They're going to have gestures. They're animated and played back, so they need room. Okay, they're tracking really nice. Let me see what that looks like. That looks close to the walls. Then here's a big test. If I just fling all the way north. Oh, I didn't quite get all the way north. Are they stuck? What to think of that? I would have thought that they would have found their way over. Yeah, I don't know about that. Here, let me turn off the maximize so I can check them out in the scene view while it's playing. That maximize on play is very dramatic, very cool looking, but sometimes I want to be able to switch easily to the scene view. So let me see. Oh, interesting. I never noticed this before. It's the audio point pool that I created. So there's a pool of 20 audio sources, and they're just simply moved to wherever a sound needs to emit from. And as you walked up these steps, it created one in each of those. Do 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 boop boop boop. So wherever you go, there'd be this trail behind you, because each square that you move through, you emit some kind of sound. Let me see. So these guys. I would think from here at this hand stage they would move to here at least. You are here, right? Because this one right here is closer. It's closer. Closer than where you're at. It is a neighbor. Why would you not move to the north one? Let me see if I can just break point on the logic and figure it out. Okay, so you're still updating. I think I need to make some movement in order for that breakpoint to get hit. No? Okay. Oh, this I have to get rid of. That's messing it up. Okay, it's gonna be closer than will be 40, but then I'll look at my max neighbor distance. Yeah, okay. That'll mess it up. So I shouldn't use that logic there after all. Got it. Got it. I should fix that camera problem. See if it's coming. You coming? You're coming! Yay! Alright. Now I got pretty good path mapping. In fact, I think this is like good enough that I'm going to maximize on play and just demo it real quick for myself in a self-indulgent way. Maximize. Alright, all those white lines, that's the paths that the hand is allowed to travel through. These are nodes. Each node takes it to a space that is defined that it'll look good when it does all its animations inside of it. I don't want the hands to just be able to move wherever they want to, because there's certain areas that won't look good when they perform their animations, like this rotating around stuff. That's one of the animations they need space to perform. Later on we're going to have gestures. So this is a good spot for the hands to be. It's very dramatic. They're just hovering over you. They look very menacing. You come out in this area. I'm just going to try out some of the different places. Okay, they could extend further over here. So west does not seem well covered. I mean, they're moving around, but there's some, I guess, dead zones where the hands aren't terribly close. Dead zone. Well, I'm not confusing it. It's doing fine. It's doing fine figuring out where it should go. That's pretty nice. And it's moving there pretty fast. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with the pathfinding there. I don't think I'm going to mess with the code much beyond that. At least I don't have any ideas to improve it now. I'm only at 7:15. I've got one bug on my mind that would be pretty cool to fix, if I can fix it. So I think I could probably fix it in 45 minutes. So there's this thing called a fling guide. When I hold down the shift key, it shows me the directions that are available for me to fling in. But it's not showing me the sloped directions. So I actually can fling up the steps. And it's kind of a weird, unexpected type of capability for a new player. So if I'm able to show that with the fling guide, like this red dotted line would go up the steps, then that would help teach them that that is a possible move and what to expect. So here, when I hold down on it, the dotted line to the south should go down to the bottom of the stairs and stop, and the dotted line should also go north up here and up against this wall, because I am able to fling down to the bottom of the steps, able to fling up to the top of the steps. So I want to show that with the fling guide, and I think I can do that in 45 minutes. Um, oh yeah, save. I've not saved in a long time. Oh, come on. Come on. Save the project. I should do it. Okay. Let's just close all these tabs. Let's see. I like to order the functions so that things that get called by other functions are earlier. It's just easier to find code that way for me. So this, I think, I want to pass DH to it. I think that'll do it. Okay. Okay, so pass in DH there. Is that right? Oh, that's right, okay. Another good thing about, like, if there's a change where I make a change to the call signature in one function, and it just shows me the syntax errors, everything else that needs to change. I like that too. scanning through, thinking about what else I might have to change. So that's the display of it. Here's the logic that would update it. So I need to be able to set DH in some cases. DH is a change in height. So there's these things called fling rays, and they are a guide to where you can fling yourself, and it's possible to fling yourself up and down steps, but I need to be able to show with this guide that you can do it. Right now it only does flat directions, but if I add in this delta to height to some of the logic, it should show these rays going up and down the steps. Okay, so that would be the one. Okay, so I gotta do some logic that returns the height deltas in each of the four directions that a fling ray extends from. What do I have to set this? At the board. Do I have a player CRH? Yes, I do. Okay. So CRH stands for column row height. It's a coordinate system. So much marked up red on my screen. It's like it's unnerving me a little bit. Because I don't think I screwed up that much stuff. Now, if I'm reverting back to C and C++ style syntax. Okay. Did it again. Okay. So that helps a little bit. The other thing I need is the seek part to check in the right spot. So forget. What's the exact syntax here? I thought that was right. What? What is it? It's like that, but it's. Come on, what are your members? It's C. Or equal that. Jesus Christ. No, it's DC. DR. DH. Okay. That's a lot of new code. Not a lot of new code, but a lot of changes to code that worked. Yeah, some pretty sweeping changes there. Very likely I broke something. Let me just see if I can at least build it. I wish I would have done a git commit right before I started that. Because then I can just revert all those dozen or so changes I just made if they're terrible. But I burnt my bridges. Okay. Come on, Unity. Build it. Build it. There you go. Alright. Turn off all those noisy hand stages. Try out this thing. It's probably not going to work the first time. It's probably going to be pretty fucked up. It's okay. I'm steeling myself to it. Let's see what it does. Let's see if I get nice rays going up the steps. Well, let's see if I've regressed. Did I mess up the old way? No. Apparently not. Okay. Still correct. Here would be my first chance to go down the steps. Ah, didn't do it. Didn't do it. Let's go down one more. Nope. Nope. It's behaving like I made no changes to the code. That's different though. That's different. There's a little gap there, so I did introduce a bug. There should be here, here, and here a dot. So I regressed there. That's another bug. Okay. So the best way to get through this is to see what it thinks it's doing. Actually, it knows what it's doing. It's doing exactly the correct thing according to the instructions I gave it. It's more like, what do I think I'm doing that I'm wrong about? Don't put it on the code. It's not the code's fault it doesn't work. Okay, so let me see. The whole start of this mess, it's right here. So what do I expect to happen? Okay, so now it's going to check around this guy, this gal. What is the lay of the land? So in the first direction, which is north, get the delta. Delta is going to be what? 0, negative. Okay, north. Then look in the north square for what the height will be if you move into that square. And I think it should be what do I think it should be? It's going off over the edge. It'll be lower. So one problem I've got here is I'm setting the DH values. From 29 to 26. Yeah, that would be like not a slope that the ray should travel along. It would be a very steep drop going down. So that's wrong. That's wrong. Let's say clamp this to -1, 1 to do. That's one problem. In the south direction, I think it's probably going to go up. Okay, no, it's hitting a wall. It's hitting a wall, so it's going to... Oh, no, it's new height 0. I'll have to go and look at the level again to see if that makes any sense. Okay, so that will show us like a flat direction. That's okay, actually. Okay, now west and east, those are the interesting directions to me because they go, west is going down the steps. So new height 28, the old height is at 29. Yes. So this should be -1, meaning going down. Good. And this other way, it should be either 0 if I'm like right at the top of the step, or it should be 1 if we're going up. Okay, cool, it's going up. So that much is good. Okay, so I return the height deltas. The first one's going to be -3. That one's messed up. Whoa, -29. Oh, I gotta do something like if the new height is 0, then I just return a DH of 0. Okay, so that's another problem to do. If returns 0, then what? Check. So I still expect, even though north and south have got bad values, for west and east to travel correctly, but they're not. So something's wrong. So I got to find the reason for that. Okay, so that should be fine. Yeah, this is not useful to see yet. So go back up, go back up. Okay, I think it's going to be down here that I want to see. Okay. Broccoli. Oh, it's a pun. It's a pun. It's terrible, man. Broccoli. There, I'll show the chat window. Boom. Broccoli's okay if you like cover it with cheese or something. Chopping broccoli. let's see. Length. Okay, that's all fine. That's all fine. That's all fine. So am I passing? Okay, delta. It's going to be something messed up. I might as well not look at this particular seek ray. This is not the interesting one. Because I know north. I think this is the north one. Is this the north one? Yeah, it's the north one. So I don't care about that one. I don't care about the south one. I already know those are messed up. It's west and east that I want to know about. Yes, this is south. That one's messed up too, right? Yep. Okay, let's get past this loop. Okay, west. No, I'm still in south. Okay, so now 2, that's west. So you should be seeking down the steps. Why are you not? Delta DH is 1, -1. Okay, -1. CRH 29. That's like the starting point of it. Okay, so this should be checking. This should be checking for blockage. So the CRH it's now going to be smaller number, 28, 29. What did it start at? What did it start at? What? Alright, let's keep going. Oh. Oh, what's the new state? Still seeking. That's good. Okay. Oh, I don't have a H update here. That would be it. Okay, that's a big enough bug that there's no point in continuing with the debug session here. Just hit play, fix the 3 bugs I know about, and then try it again. Okay, that's almost surely going to make it at least do something more interesting next time I get it playing. Okay. So, maybe. I don't know. Everybody ends up getting more patience. Boom. No, I don't want to do that. Let's Let me see. Else, okay, fine, let's do that. But to be honest, broccoli, like, I enjoy it. I mean, it's just like solving a difficult problem. It's like if you like solving a puzzle, it's the same kind of thing. And then the payoff is, you know, you solve the puzzle, and not only did you like do something that was kind of hard, but like the thing you wanted to happen works. Tried it? Unity and Game Maker. Yeah, I've heard good things about Game Maker Studio. Not used it, but yeah. What was your experience like? Okay, if yeah, I don't know. There's like just some basic stuff to get with coding that, like, after you get past it, it gets a lot more interesting and easier. But it is pretty tough starting out. It's just a little bit ugly looking. Let me refactor that. Well, to be fair, if I just like start looking at that code, even me, I've had like 20 plus years of experience writing code. But if it was somebody else's code, it would take me longer to figure it out. Like this is something a little more general. Like it's not very specific to what I was just working on, or like my game. Like this thing here, for example, like this says if you pass two numbers in to this function, it's going to return the larger of the two numbers. But then you gotta know like what all these little symbols do, right? So I don't know. It's like many other things. It's just kind of painful and doesn't make much sense when you start like playing an instrument or writing a language. It is a top-down 3D puzzler. So you control this character and you just move around this 3D world, solve puzzles, and these guys fight you, and when you hit them, they like fly all the way across the room. When they hit you, you fly all the way across the room. gonna be awesome, man. It's gonna be such a good game. I say that as like a promoter. So like the thing is, it'll be a really good game to certain people, and other people will hate it. I made one other game before. Actually, I made a series of games called Drod, or Deadly Rooms of Death, and some people just loved it. Played that same game for years and years. Other people, nah, just not something they would ever get into. Just, so those are the kind of games I make. Games that me and maybe 1,000 other people really, really like, but not 10,000 or 1,000,000. Oh, cool. I don't know, man. See, part of the trouble is like you're surrounded by incredible games all over the place, and so you make something that's it's kind of crummy, and then you just look around. It's like all these great things all over the place, and can make you feel like there's just no point in doing whatever you're doing. I was kind of lucky when I was young. I would make some game like I'm old, man, so this is like back in the 80s. I'd make some game that just had some text on it, and I asked like, do you want to go this direction or that? And then people would want to play it. You just wanted to have the game, but you hated the process. Yeah. I don't know. Like I would say, maybe it's not your thing. That's always a possibility. But there's also like, I don't know like how much effort you put into either. It's just I know there's like a large hump you gotta get over before it starts being rewarding. So I don't know. It sounds like you tried. It sounds like you gave it a pretty good shot. But yeah, I don't know. I was gonna play guitar. Like I thought, I'll just fiddle around with that and kind of like get good at playing the guitar. I wanted to be able to play some songs, but I never got very far at it. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. All right. So all that, just to make this a little neater. I could say math I clamp. I want it to be between -1 and 1. Oh, stop it. How was your friend's art? Alright, that might work. I'm gonna try that. Oh, 8 o'clock, man. I want to finish this bug before 8 o'clock. I hope I'm close. I hope I'm close. Oh, all that time I had the player going, that would have slowed me down. That's why it was so sluggish. I gotta restart it. 10 over there. So you're like Central Standard Time. Could be in Dallas. Indiana. Never been to Indiana. I have no idea what kind of place it is. All right. Boom. Boom. A lot of farms out there, huh? Okay, let's see. I hate this gap here. I've got no reason for that to be there. Okay. Man, did it pick up my changes? Double check this. I feel like it just took my old code there instead of picking up the new one. So let me see. So this should be north, and that's going to be like -2. Actually, I don't want it to clamp. Now that I think about it, I don't want it to clamp at all. If it can't be 1 or -1, then I just want it to be 0. Okay. So it did clamp, so that part's good. Let's see. It's clamping again. Clamping. Okay, so then for west, should be -1. Is it? Yes, it is. Okay, and this other one, this last one, should be 1. Oh. Okay, so set to 0 if OOB. Out of bounds. Seeking. This is where I expected better. This is north. Skip over that. Okay, then I next want to be inside of here. Okay, play. There we go. So skip over north. Don't care about north. Skip over south. West. West should do something. It's not. It's not doing anything. So let's see what the delta is. Okay, delta is going to be -1, 0. Okay, cool. The height delta. 1. 1 means up. Good. Seek for the fling ray. I'm passing this delta, which now has 1 attached to it. Good. First location would be... Still got delta. Yep. Okay, that's all good. New length. Oh, what's the state? Seeking still. Good. What was the... start at 7. 8. Why would it start out that far? Why would it go that far to begin with? Max length 15. Maybe it ran already once. No, it doesn't make sense. New length 8, 7. How'd that get set so far? Alright, well anyways, it's seeking. So what's it, where's it actually going? What's the state? Caught. Okay, it caught on something. It went west, it caught somewhere. Okay, back up 1. The new length is 8? 8, no, come on. Nah, something's off. Something's off. Something's off. So how'd the link get out that far? I don't get that. Also, if it is out that far, why is it not showing anything? Okay, I'm going to try a number of things here. Hit play. Fix this one thing, which I know is wrong. Okay. If remember to turn off the player, or it will slow everything down. Alright, stop. Alright, turn all this off. I can make this a little bit nicer looking if I go. So it's that. It's not the big fix, but it is a fix. Let me just see if the fling rays, the rendering of them is correct. I can check that without using the debugger. I can just plop in a fling ray, set its values so that it's, Jesus, stop it. You're so slow. Okay, bring in a seek ray. Prefabs are already set. DH1, length 5, state seeking. North. Okay, that did not seem right to me. So maybe just the basic rendering is off. Oh no, there it is. It's there. But there's some kind of weird offset going on. DH is 1. Oh, maybe I've got this in a strange location too. Alright, well, let's say 10. So it is putting those seek dots in a place that's not helpful. And it wasn't doing that before. So if I set DH to 0, so weird, man. $35. It's just fuck. This is one of those moments where I'm just thinking, is my brain getting tired? So I have been kind of working all day. Okay, so I know that one's set. Take the north fling right here. So what happens if I start it going? No, so I screwed it up somehow. Maybe not. I think my code is just going to create those dots, and it's not going to update them positions right when I do it inside of the editor. So check with my sweetie, see what time she's getting home. Secret. What do? When you start up, you instance a whole bunch of those dots. Where's that at? Init prefabs. You can instance them all. But then this should be reversed. That part I know. That might help something. I didn't change anything for this. So it's weird for it to be in this strange spot. These two might be again swapped around. Okay, let me check everything it calls this. So it's length DH point, show point, length DH point. That one's fine. Length DH, that's fine. Length DH, fine. Fine. Okay, so what are the things that call show point? Length DH. I just need to make sure that these are always in the same order in all the places. I'm just not seeing a bug there. I don't get why in the editor it's not showing. Alright. I don't know. My brain's feeling broken. I think I'm going to try just one more time. I'm going to hit play, see what happens. And I'm going to see if I made any progress here on this last set of changes. And if it's still kind of mysterious to me, I might just say, tired brain, come back to it. I don't like to do that, but it's easier to do it on a Friday. Because I know I've got Saturday morning. What I hate is when it's unresolved and then I have to go to work the next day. Okay. So that's a different result. So that one looks like the DH is getting set to 0 by my new code. I'm making it go flat. And let's see if it's consistent. Yep. It's also doing a thing where it scans through the steps. I don't like that. But you know what that might be? It might be that the scanning is being performed correctly, but the rendering is not. That's possible. Kind of looks like the rendering is fucked. The scanning is working. So what I'm seeing here is that this ring here is consistent with the location that it should stop at if you travel down the steps. So it is scanning diagonally correctly. It's not rendering correctly. That would be the issue. Getting close here. Okay. So maybe it's something like I need to follow this up here. So what actually was supposed to happen? It was supposed to do okay. It's not a relative position. I thought it was a relative position, but it's not. Okay, that makes a little more sense. I don't know why it would work at all if I'm wrong about this, but okay, let us stop this. This has a 37% chance of working. Wait. Okay. It also fixed that other bug that I didn't like. Let me see. Huh. Why? And then, what is that? Huh? It goes up right there? Not getting it. Not getting it. But I feel like this is like this is not that hard actually. I feel like it can't be that hard. I'm just doing something really kind of basically stupid. So let me just set a breakpoint. Then I'm going to go right in the middle of steps. So either direction that it does should have like a up or a down to it. Okay, so DH, well, which direction are we going? North, okay, it's not going to go anywhere. I don't think it will. What's the length? Should be 0. That's fine. Huh. South. What? Oh, this is all gonna be... Okay, this is all north. Okay. This is gonna be... what? South? Yep. Length 0. West. And then DH should be... Okay, cool. I was wrong to make that negative. I know that now. It's only Z that I've got flipped. This is going to be east. Okay, now it's back to north. Oh, west. Good. Okay, so Y should start out at 29. Okay, length is 0, so it's going to stay 29. Alright. I could be right back. Right back. feel like I'm almost there on this stupid thing. It's only going to take me 45 minutes. It's looking like more like an hour and a half, something like that. So that's fine. I'm expecting for the Y here be at the same. It's going to be at 29. Then max seek points. What are you at? 20. Okay, fine. Then we say show the next one. DH is still -1. Length is out to 1 now, so it should change Y. Should change it to 28. Or just anything really, just anything that's not 29. Okay. Went the other direction. 30. That's good. Okay, so next one should be 31. It is. So now I'm starting to get confused again, because this should work. $32. Oh, it went down. It went down. Oh, is this a different... Which direction we go? East. Okay. Different direction. So now DH is going up. But I haven't compiled this code yet, so it's actually going to be negative DH. So that means 29. We're still going east. Yeah. 28, I think. Yep. Alright, I know what this is going to do. No surprises here. Except that it's not rendering correctly, and I don't know why. Logically, it looks fine. So that the thought occurs to me, maybe it's going up over here and down over there. Okay, I'm real close. I'm real close. I'm real close. Almost got it. And then I'll go get drunk right after this to celebrate. Actually, I'll celebrate by turning on the air conditioner. It's friggin' warm. It makes my eyes all watery. It's so warm. Okay, just waiting for that build. Fuck! How? How can it be fucked up like that? Oh. Oh! It's the animation. It's that bobbing up and down thing. I'm almost certain of it. It's just sort of working. That one worked. Something's a little bit off. It's kind of hard to see what the issue is, though. So it's seeking up the stairs correctly. Look at the bob code, see what it's doing. Okay, this seems not quite correct. Yeah, I think it's resetting some stuff there. So just if I just comment this out just to test it. All right, I think this is going to work tomorrow. It might work a few minutes after I end the stream, but I am going to end the stream. I'm going to end it now. Thank you, Broccoli, and anybody else who came by. Pretty cool that you're here. I'll talk to y'all later. Bon, bon, bon. Stopping the stream.